It makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882, CJ Used Appliances.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778, 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, Keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town, sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Past the hour of 8 o'clock Central Time, and a very pleasant good morning to you on a Monday morning. Yes, right, Labor Day. It is a beautiful Monday morning, and a good Labor Day to all of you that are taking off today and not going into work. And hey, we're here for you this morning. 2 power-packed hours of TalkBackLive, and Josh, I'll tell you what, got a great show lined up for your day, starting off 74 degrees. Mostly sunny sky, and the number to call is 901-213-6020. And we got some hot topics to discuss today. And Josh, good morning.
Good morning, Bob. Good morning, everybody out there listening, watching, and checking us out this morning. Another great show we got lined up for you today on this Monday morning, man, Labor Day. But we are here laboring and ready to talk to you guys that are probably not laboring, out there chilling, man, out there getting ready to do your barbecue, whatever you're going to do on today. But we're still ready to get it popping, cracking, rolling, jumping, kicking, yelling, screaming, all that stuff on this Monday, Labor Day. So a lot of stuff to get to today. Stuff we want y'all to jump in on, chime in on, and things of that nature. So we appreciate y'all joining the conversation, and we're going to get it in, get it on.
All right. And again, the number to call is 901-213-6020. And let's start it all off, Josh, with the topics. Let's get it on.
Okay. All right. There we go.
You know, we got a lot of things we can talk about, but this big topic that we're going to discuss today, you don't want to miss an opportunity or a chance or any moment during this topic of discussion. You need to call someone else, get them in on this one, because this is a big one. We're going to talk about this, and I want your comments as well for this particular topic. Well, you know, the mayor's race is on, and there's so much other stuff going on, and well, let's get it on. Well, let's talk about it. Josh, in our headline story today, we've got Memphis Magazine is in the news. Well, Memphis Magazine, there's some things going on with cover pictures and issues and faces of people and all this other kind of stuff. Some people said it's racist at what they did. Well, what's wrong with the cover? You have a white man that's now the current mayor, and you have a former mayor, a black man that they all did up there and looked like somebody beat him up. And you have Tammy Sawyer, which is a female, and you know, they all look. I've seen pictures like this, Josh, all over the place. Time magazine, all kinds of news articles and papers. What's the big deal about this one?
Man, it's become a big deal, man, around the city, really around the city, to be honest with you. People are saying this is racist. People are saying this is egregious. This is appalling. And that this is one of the worst things that's been done in the city. So, you know, what's interesting about the whole thing, and I know we're going to dive deeper into it after we play the story.
Yeah.
But what's interesting about it is you're only really hearing it from one side of the spectrum, and that side of the spectrum is the Tammy Sawyer spectrum.
Yeah.
Her supporters, her base, they're the only ones that seem to really be saying that this is egregious.
Crying out over this whole deal. Well, let's play the story. Are you ready to go with it?
Yeah.
Now let's play the story, and then we'll be back with our discussion, what we feel about the whole thing, and want your opinion as well. Call in at 901-213-6020 or leave your comments on Facebook. We're live and going there. And also, John, they can listen to us on the Spreaker app. That's a free download. We'll tell you about that when we come back. Take a listen to this.
is facing backlash for its latest cover that includes 3 Memphis mayoral candidates, Dr. Willie Harrington, current Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland, Tammy Sawyer are featured on the cover. Critics are saying the cover is racist, and the response on social media has now caused the magazine to respond. Local 24 News reporter Caitlin McCarthy is live in the studio with reaction to the magazine's cover. Caitlin.
Well, Annette, caricatures have always been a part of the political landscape. But when is the line crossed? Although the magazine apologized if it offended any of the candidates, critics say that's just not enough.
These are the type of microaggressions that are part and parcel of our political infrastructure.
Dr. Earl Fisher is upset over the latest cover of Memphis Magazine featuring 3 mayoral candidates: Shelby County Commissioner Tammy Sawyer, current Mayor Jim Strickland, and former Mayor Willie Harrington. After the cover went viral, it received backlash, with some calling it racist.
So often we can't seem to get past some of these subtle forms of racism and even some explicit forms of racism. So anybody who sees this should be upset and indignant and not willing to let it go unchecked.
Sawyer released a statement saying she is, quote, shocked, disappointed, and disgusted by the image of her. Fisher says there are other pressing issues within this mayoral race that need to be discussed.
Policy issues, debate issues, and these things can seem to be brought to the forefront because we have to keep dealing with these types of microaggressions.
The magazine released a statement regarding the cover saying, quote, it was not our intention to demean any of the candidates or to satirize one more than the others. Political analyst Otis Sanford says the line was crossed.
I think the line is drawn with the person who's drawing it. But I think also the line is drawn with the people who make the decisions about what to publish. And they have to think about the community that they live in. The most important thing is here, how many people, how much diversity do you have in the room when you are making these decisions?
Someone should be held accountable for the cover. We have reached out to the artist, and we are still waiting on a response. Caitlin McCarthy, Local 24 News.
Or do you think that this is just something they're just whining about? I've seen pictures like these of former presidents, governors, all kinds of people on magazines, New York Times, all kinds of weekly
Time magazine.
Yeah, weekly news and all kinds of newspapers and magazines. I've seen caricatures and faces like this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what's the big deal about this article. And I'll tell you where it's all coming from. It's stemming from the supporters of Tammy Sawyer. That's what it's all about. That's what they're crying about. How in the world can they do a woman like this? It doesn't matter. She chose to get into the race for mayor. If you choose to get into the race or any political race, you've got to be able to face the consequences. You've got to be able to stand up to the heat. If you can't, the old phrase, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. And so what are you going to do? Tiptoe through the tulips about Tammy Sawyer? No, she's a candidate that's running for mayor, and she's got to face all of the challenges and all of the questions and all of the things that come along with running for mayor. What are you going to do? Talk about the other two and then just handle her delicately? I understand she's a woman, but in this particular case, it's not about opening the door for a lady. It's not about that. She's not getting into a car. She's not going into a home. She's running for mayor of Memphis, just like any other candidate, and she needs to be treated and respected and just like any other candidate that's running for mayor. You're going to talk about the other candidates? You might as well talk about her as well. She's got to be able to face it. If she can't face this, and her supporters are whining and crying, and the Jim Fisher, what is his name?
Earl Fisher.
Earl Fishers of the world, all those type of people, complaining about everything, and they're all talking about this is, delicate, or this is disrespectful to Tammy Sawyer and all of that kind of junk. Well, I mean, hey, take her, put her in your arm, put her in your bag or something, zip it up and protect her. I mean, but she's running for mayor of Memphis. What do you expect? Okay, so I mean, because somebody's going to say something about Tammy Sawyer, oh boy, and draw her face up. I like the pictures myself. I think whoever did the job on these pictures and the way they drew them, man, they did an excellent job. And you can look at Jim Strickland's big face. Wow, I mean, they did a job on him too. But yeah, I don't hear. Did Jim Strickland ever say anything about this picture?
No.
Did Mayor Harrington ever say anything about his picture on there?
The only thing, and I did do some research as far as Harrington, right? Now, Harrington's Facebook page.
Right.
Don't know if this is necessarily him himself, but it's representing him.
Right.
Harrington's Facebook page made a post, posting the picture, and they said, this is why he's not going to debate.
Right.
Because he's not an entertainer. And it's funny, he really didn't address the issue about the picture. He kind of used it as why he's not trusting people in the media with asking them questions.
And we'll get to that in just a second.
Yeah, and that's ironic because it goes to the next story. But that was his answer to the picture. He posted the picture. And so, my thing is this.
So really it wasn't an answer to the picture.
It really wasn't. But I'm like this, man. To me, I really agree with you, and I know a lot of people out there in Memphis, watching this. It's like, well, you're black, you're not supposed to say that. Look, here's the thing. Whatever. Because the thing is, man, I saw so many people we know, people we've had on the show, people that know us and know her. And I don't have a problem if you support somebody, right? But don't be ridiculous. And I think most of these folks are being ridiculous with their stance on us. When I see these long posts about our beautiful black woman that you're disrespecting, and it's clear, blatant racism, and some people, I'm not saying all of them, but some people that ain't even related to these folks are just trying to be clout chasers and jump in on a popular topic and make a post. Oh, I just decided I felt convicted to make a post. No, you didn't. You wanted to get in on the hype so you can get a bunch of people liking your post.
Bunch of attention. That's
all it was. And no, so I don't buy it. So just sit down somewhere. So that I don't respect. Now, look, you can have an opinion, that's fine. But clout chasing, I'm not down for that, man. Y'all can tell by what we're talking about now. If we were chasing clout, we wouldn't be having this opinion. Oh, no. Because the popular opinion that will probably have 30 people watching right now is saying, oh, this is racist. But it's not. We're not going to get on here and lie to you. Look, and see, the thing I don't like about it, too, and this is to your point, too, when I see Earl Fisher, this goes back to why he got thrown out of our studio going back on 2 years now. One, you ain't seen him do much of anything since then, have you? In the community. Where has he been when all these shootings is going on in the community? Where has Black Lives Matter been in anything in the community? Right. The last thing I saw them was on the one of these political groups talking about the Memphis Magazine. Yeah. Where are you? You're not even holding any events anymore, so I don't really know, he need to hear anything from you. Right. Earl Fisher's too busy leading the Tammy Sawyer campaign. I've always felt, and looking back on this now, the whole thing about the statues and Earl Fisher was to strategically place Tammy in position to run for this mayoral seat now. And I heard rumblings about that back then. Yeah. But now we're seeing it all come to the forefront. Yeah. Do they really care about the community, or do they care about getting their friend in office?
And this is also, John, this is not about trying to copy another major city like Chicago elected its first black female candidate for mayor. And then, homosexual and all that other stuff they accepted and that type of thing. Now they want to do it here in Memphis and elect their first black female. And that's not what it's all about. It's not all about electing your first black female. It's about electing the candidate that's going to do the best job for the city of Memphis. And as far as I'm concerned, Tammy Sawyer is not that candidate.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this real quick.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm saying is not based on what I've, about her or the race or whatever.
Right.
And we've said that, y'all know how we feel about it. But I'm like this. To me, when you look at that situation and you look at that picture, I just cannot realistically say that I think it's racist. Now, if you want to say it's not a good picture. I mean, whatever. If you want to say it wasn't a great drawing.
Yeah.
But to say that it's racist, the Harrington campaign is not even saying that it's racist. Okay, so why would they only pick out one black woman?
Yeah.
If you're going to be racist. I mean,
there's a black person
in the race
on the picture there. I mean, so what's racist about it? I don't understand.
If you've seen political caricatures,
yeah.
And look, trust me, if I really felt it was racist, I'd be even don't matter how I feel about Tammy Sawyer.
Yeah, no,
we would be attacking it just as ferociously.
We do that. We have done that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. But I just don't see it. Every time you watch a political cartoon or something like that, now. If you want to say maybe it wasn't smart to do it in Memphis, I can hear you on that.
Well, but see, here's the thing. This is done all the time. You've seen former president, governors, all types of people, actors on magazines, and they've had them drawn. Oh man, they've made some presidents look a mess. But for this, the Tammy Sawyer campaign and supporters to come out and to say this is racism, what, where? I don't know. I want to hear your explanation of what is racist about this. I don't see it.
Yeah, even if you disagree,
I really don't see it.
If you disagree with
all pictures of the world, talking about this is subtle and all this kind of crap. I don't see it, Earl. I don't understand what you're talking about. I mean, black people really need to get over it. We have problems with our own race. And then, to talk about racism because of a picture that's caricature and the way it's drawn up. I mean, all three major candidates are in this photo. They're drawn and they all look a mess to me. And that's just the way they look. Former presidents, actors, and other people, they've done this to them. I don't see any problem. This is not the first time that this type of thing has ever happened ever in the world. So what's the big deal about making this situation about Tammy Sawyer? I mean, you're that much in love with her that you have to just go crazy because somebody drew up her face and the other candidate's face on there in such a funny way? I don't get it. 901-213-6020. Yeah, people want to throw their hands and throw their rocks and hide their hands and say things on Facebook. We're opening the phone line. You can call in and tell us if you got the nerve to do so and call in and talk about it. You're talking about Tammy. I don't see the racism here. I really, really don't. And I'm being honest about this.
Yeah.
I don't see the racism.
And let me put the picture up while you're talking, because
I don't see it.
I have a photo of it. Put it on the screen there. Let me mute that. But there it is. The Memphis magazine cover. The race for mayor. The article's by Jackson Baker, who's been a political writer forever around here. And I guess it's like I look at it. It looks silly. It does. Strickland looks like a pig.
How do people supposed to look when you draw caricature pictures?
No, yeah.
I mean, what are they going to look like? Definitely they change.
Now, Harrington's is actually kind of accurate, besides the hands. He's got the long head that he's got.
Long pointed fingers, yeah.
And Tammy's is pretty messed up. Now look, if it made
all of them are messed up to me.
Yeah, it is. Now if they made her look like a gorilla or something, then that would be another thing.
Yeah, I can see.
That would be very racist, which we've seen them do, like Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
look, like Michelle Obama had plenty of racist caricatures done of her. That were unjustified, no matter how you felt about the Obamas. There was nothing wrong. There was nothing good about that, and we'll still talk about how bad that was. Let's see here. Charlie comes in. He says, "I care about the community, guys." And
read it out loud, Charlie Caswell. I think he's a supporter of Tammy.
Yeah,
read that.
He said, "I care about the community, guys, and I believe Tammy will do a great job. I am dealing with some deep-rooted issues and have email asking this administration to change policies that is locking up our children, and they continue to go unanswered." And I get that. Look, see, now, to me, I'm not saying you're wrong about Jim Strickland, but I'm like this. As far as this conversation, doesn't have a lot to do with it.
What does that have to do about the picture?
Now, there was nothing. That comment really has nothing to do with it.
Your comment, Charlie, I don't understand. What does that have to do about the picture?
And look, I understand if
people are wanting to protect her about the way she was drawn up in the picture. So what is this comment about?
And I understand.
Greg says,
"Yeah, go ahead.
Why are we not hearing from Tammy Sawyer, though?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the one radio spot I have heard
doesn't even have her voice on it.
I agree. Okay, he's responding to Charlie Caswell, where Charlie Caswell has been a activist for
in the community for a long time, and done a lot of great stuff. Still doing great stuff.
Yeah,
but I'm like this. I just don't see it in this instance. With that, now I'll go to Greg's point real quick about her not speaking up. That's one issue I have too. And Bob, you can't tell me that the news wouldn't interview her if she said, "Hey, I got something to say on this."
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Would you agree with that?
Oh, no,
if she's one of the top 3 mayoral candidates, by a lot of people consider, if she goes to the news and says, "Hey, I want to talk about this," or "I want y'all to come here and talk to me," I guarantee you they would.
Yeah.
Speak up. Let the folks hear you. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you plan on, you can't sit back and get all emotional when people are attacking you because it's a political campaign.
Right.
I'm not even saying this cover was an attack, but every time something happens, it's never her saying it. Let's talk about the last thing that Otis Sanford talked about in 24, was talking about, "Hey, Tammy, you need to come out and say something." You had somebody come to your rally and call Jim Strickland a racist without any real evidence.
Mm-hmm.
You have to come out and say something. She didn't say anything for or against her.
Right.
If you want to stand by what your person said at your event, do it. Yeah. If you don't, then do that.
Yeah.
But you can't just say nothing and expect people to vote for you.
Yeah.
So I don't get that.
We're not hearing from her. That's what Greg said.
Yeah.
Greg also said, "Just whining. What exactly was racist about?" Okay. Let's go to the phone lines.
Got the call coming in. And let's see if we got it hooked up. There we go.
Charlie, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday.
Good morning, Bob and Josh, my good friends. How y'all doing this morning?
Good, man. How you doing?
How about you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm alive and well this Labor Day weekend. I'm going to try to rest, Bob, but you know that's hard sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see where we're at.
Yeah.
That's why I said Bob and Josh and got up and went into the station this morning. I thought y'all was going to rest on today.
We thought about it, but we decided to come on through.
Decided to go to our studio and take care of some business.
I told the wife, I said, well, maybe we can call Bob and get a couple of ribs today, and we won't have to cook.
Hey, we can hook you up.
Bob and Josh, you know, I appreciate you guys and your voices and your wisdom, and I do know that, no doubt that y'all have a understanding. You've been doing this a long time in your different capacities, and we all do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm one too, Bob, who made the statement, and yes, I do support Tammy Sawyer. And I say this, even when I went to Tammy, Bob, and about the running, I did this outside of, I just asked her, not knowing that she was going to have a plan or other people had plans. I just felt that the work that's been going on for a long time, we've been doing this same cycle, pipeline of prison, pipeline of poverty. Nothing is happening. I got emails from Strickland when he was the chairman of the city council, basically asking to address issues. Y'all know that full time, not being paid to do this work, but yet still doing this work because we understand that what's happening in our community, somebody got to be willing to address.
Yeah.
Now, where I stand with this race, this is only me, and I mean everybody got their opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna speak to the magazine too. But where I stood is that I was doing this back even when Harrington was there, and I looked at coming out of Dixon Home Project when a lot of the Hope 6 projects and stuff was taking place. People was being displaced out of a lot of their court, Hurst Village. Harrington was the mayor, and what Title III said that's supposed to have been done with people who were living in those communities was that we were to get jobs and opportunities for training to take on, helping build these new communities that were going to be built so we can move back in and have, a lot of those things, missed opportunities there. I think that Harrington is a great guy. I think he did some great things in his time. But even when it comes to this current mayor and administration, I think, yes, building in the infrastructure of a lot of things that are happening are great things.
Mm-hmm.
But it just what happened in New Orleans is if we have a storm, which we did, and in that storm in Fraser, y'all remember we had it, when we was out there feeding people, helping the community, the only thing this mayor showed up to do was a press conference, and the only thing they brought out of we feeding 6,000 people to us was a box of tater chips. So I'm saying, and so we had to figure out how we were going to pay. I didn't have no dime, dollar, quarter, nickel, but I thank God we had a community that came together. So I'm saying, I'm seeing where people stand with us when we are in trouble and need times of change. Now, Tammy, when she said it, when I asked her, I said, Tammy, this ain't even about you. This is about somebody that when I wish I was in a position with name recognition or what have you to have run at this time. But because I think somebody needs to be willing to stand the boulder on it. But I know, even as I say this, Bob, and with all love, y'all know I've been on the show, is that I know I got some of that Harrison in me. I might, when you say something crazy, I'll probably jump off it because I'm like, okay, I need some.
Yeah, I know.
Before my anger might jump off. And I don't want to embarrass us, Bob. You said, look, we can put Chuck in there, and he over there fighting.
Hey,
so
Charlie.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, Charlie. Now, sometimes you need that, because I'm gonna tell you,
but man, y'all be bailing me out of jail every week.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, but no, but going back to the magazine, Bob, I just say this, and I think too, I was looking too more into as I read some of the article as they talked about the obesity, the confrontation, and the monstrous obesity with her and things like that. Even with her, when you look at how the picture is pointing, that's like the hood point, right? Like you pointing at self or what have you.
Yeah.
But when you look at Strickland, it's like he holding his hand conservatively in front of him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so even as I look at the Tammy picture, I mean, we can say it's a cartoonist and they draw it like that, but the way that it all looks to me, it has some tones there that made me say something to it. And I mean, I should have said when I said something in my post, I said I had something concerns about her and pictures too, but I didn't say that. That's just me. And so, but I know, but everybody got their own opinion. And I say this, Bob, as somebody who do love the Lord, as somebody who don't stand for gay marriages and what have you, and that, but I do love all God's children, whoever they are, and somebody who is pro-life and don't support abortion. I say this is that I think a lot of our issues on dealing with a lot of these issues we got in our community is deeper than before they even become gay, even before the abortion happened. If we were addressing what happened to our children who are being molested as babies, what's happening to our children who are continuing to live in these. Most of the boys I talk to that's in my program that they're dealing with homosexuality, they tell me they've been molested as a child. Where was somebody who was addressing their parents who went through some of these same traumas and got them supported?
Charlie, so you're saying that we should have addressed those things about homosexuality, people have problems and abuse and all that earlier in life, then we wouldn't see the problems that we have today. Well, even though we do have homosexuality and all these other things that are coming up,
it doesn't mean, okay, well, if we'd addressed that then, it would have been okay. But now, does that give me a reason as a believer in Christ and know what the Bible says and know what God stands for me to go ahead and to support a candidate that still believes in these type of things? Because if I don't care who it is, if I give that person my vote and I know it's a big issue concerning biblical principles, then I have become a partaker or a sharer of that person in that belief. And then people wondering, knowing who I am. So we've got to be salt in the earth. We've got to be the light of the world. And if I vote for a person that believes in darkness in a particular situation, then I'm endorsing that particular situation, whether I feel I am or not. And it's all about where do I feel and how do I believe concerning the Lord Jesus Christ in my life. Is that important to me, or is it a candidate that's more important to me that I want to get in office and that type of thing? Now, the other thing is the way they had Tammy Sawyer on the picture and all fixed up, I think it was just something that they just did. I don't see anything wrong with the picture. I think they're making a big thing out of nothing here. And I think what people feel here, and probably, I don't know if you feel in the same way, because people get offended at this because their love and their concern about, making Tammy Sawyer mayor of Memphis. That's their candidate. That's who they love. That's who they support. So therefore, they're going to get offended. Most people, for the most part, if you say anything concerning Tammy Sawyer or any situation. So I feel that this whole picture thing and the people that are making a big deal out of Tammy Sawyer's face, her face is not the only thing on that picture. I think this is another opportunity, an easy opportunity for those that support Tammy Sawyer, is to make her big in the news by coming out and using this as a strategy or tactic to try to launch her father into the campaign and make her bigger here. Now, can I ask y'all this?
Yeah.
Now, to that point, whose fault would that be? Now, I can see that too. I even said that really initially, but could you almost blame the magazine too? Because if it wasn't for that, then I don't think, to me, this is almost, I understand what you're saying. It's not wrong. But it's almost like this is the most talk that Tammy's got in a while in the news.
You can blame the magazine. Well, see,
because nobody's really talked about it.
Okay, you can't blame the magazine because the magazine had all three faces on there.
No, I know.
So, but
he's talking about that they because they did it right. It's giving a lot of talk, right? So it's like it's bringing a lot of people talking about it, right? So but Josh is saying like so basically if you didn't want Tammy to be elected, you wouldn't, because most people are knowing about Tammy now that didn't know about Tammy because of
the magazine,
right? You're seeing it all over that they're here, that people are standing, like even today, right? We talking about it, your show talking about it, because of what they wrote, right? So she probably would not have even been known by some people if that wouldn't have happened. I
just think this whole deal is basically promoted Tammy Sawyer because people of her campaign and her supporters saw an opportunity to use what happened in this photograph or this picture and say, hey, let's get out and talk about this, how they did Tammy, and make a big deal out of it. And then a lot more people will hear. And I think that's smart. I don't think the magazine intended for all this publicity to get out.
Definitely but I think it ain't helped them at all.
Jim Strickland could have made a big deal out of this whole thing and pointed more focus toward Jim Strickland. Either one of these candidates should have done the same thing, could have done the same thing here. So,
Well, Bob, can I say this? I know y'all got to go, but I just want to say this too, because I do know, and I hate saying this sometimes, but when they talk about the lesser of two evils, right? When you talk about issues like when I can't support a candidate that I know that hate other folks, hate Hispanic, hate African Americans, right? Like a Trump, for example, who blatantly have racism for that, but yet I do agree with some of a lot of his issues of where he stand on faith and opportunities of prosperity. I do, Bob, and I say this to that. When I looked at this race, I'm gonna tell you just me, and I love your, and I understand your opinion, your what you say about the abortion and everything. I looked at it from a perspective because of my deep root work with the youth so much. Is when Jesus said, how are the children, how are our children, when he said, when you do this to the least of them. I'm talking about, Bob, in many of our cases, like this city right now, not being willing, Bob, to invest in education, Bob, when 70%, I'm looking at the numbers, Bob, it is 70% of our black young men that's in the 3rd grade through the 7th grade, through the 8th grade, is 70% of them is not reading on grade level. You know what they say? They said those young men, it's like, I'm going to say the number they showed me was like 22,000, where out of the 22,000, 17,000 plus is not reading on. You basically can say you can start building jails right now for those 17,000 young men right now, based off the statistics of history of what we have known to be the case. And no one in this city is saying, let's put money towards education. Yeah. And watch it, Collierville put money towards it. Barton put money towards it. Millington put money towards it. I go up there and almost got to take my kids to another district just to get what we should be getting in our own city. And nobody don't tell me that we got out of the education business. We get back in it when you seeing that almost 70% of your population of kids who coming through your system is going to be in your jails. Get back in it.
I agree, and let me throw this out there real quick. Okay. To that point, and because I know Bob's gonna get some on that too. Real quick, I agree 1,000%. I've always felt that way, especially with education, because Collierville spent like $100 million on their school. Their cafeteria looks like a doggone 5-star restaurant. Germantown, Bartlett spending millions. They're renovating that whole school over there.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, my thing is this, guys,
and that's another issue.
Collierville. What kind of community and what type of people live mostly in Collierville?
People with money, you say?
White folk. What kind of people? What kind of people live in Germantown? White folk. What do most kind of people live in Bartlett? White folk. All right. What do most kind of people live in Memphis? Black folk. What are the most people? Listen. What kind of people do we have that's supporting and in our city that are not candidates, that are elected officials? What race is most of the people that are in this city and in our county that's sitting on elected boards and things like that, or Shelby County Commission or whatever? Black folk.
Yeah, black folk.
Okay, so I mean, if this was a big deal, so I mean, it's not about a female or black or anything of that nature. And that, the white folk have been holding people down in the city of Memphis. And this is why we need somebody up there like that or black to support us and get us. It's been that way for years. Mostly black people run this city. And it's still that way. So it's not. It's
a lot of sellouts.
It's not all about that. And it's about the Tammy Sawyer campaign and her people wanting to make a big deal out of this, to get her name out there and get her known so that more people can think about this in a negative way and to put their votes on Tammy Sawyer and support her. This is what this is all about.
Charlie, can I ask you this too? Because I got this comment on Facebook. And I was kind of talking about it. Do you think we should be hearing from her more? And because Greg's asking, why aren't we hearing from her more?
Let me read something else Greg got here. He says, much like her campaign, you are not hearing from her. We're not hearing from her. Just like the lady a few weeks ago saying Jim Strickland is a racist. At the, what does that even mean? At the Okay, at the behest of Tammy Sawyer, and now
behalf
of Tammy Sawyer. Now these folk from her thing are complaining. So,
well, again, basically, he's like, we're hearing more from like other folks or her supporters than her actually herself.
right.
What do you think about that, Charlie?
Yeah.
So I just say this strategically, Bob and Josh, and I appreciate. I said something last night. Somebody, because I came. I've been coming on attack. Some public guy wanted use a platform to try to come at me, and then like I said, nothing to address it, like nothing. But it have increased. My following almost 1,000 people, and somebody wrote me $1,000 check that started following me months ago when they started hearing this person talk about me and said, "Man, you doing everything he said. You're doing more than what he's doing." And they talking about you, right? And so I say this to them: if my silence got me a check, if I would have came out and started saying something, it would have made me look like, well, I don't have to fight back when I know that I ain't done nothing to bring on this attack. All I do is let it play itself out, right? And let it become what it may. Right now, why would she come out with her voice to mother everything that everybody else is already saying, right? Just strategically, right? Right now, if she come out with something, it can probably kill I'm looking strategic momentum towards what's already taking place. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And
okay.
So
she's offended by this whole thing as well.
Yeah. But she told me, I talked to her lately, and it was a pain, it was a depression about not just that, there's other attacks talking about her obesity. They've been talking about, she let Charlie just keep me lifted up. And like you said, Bob, this is a tough thing. If you decide to get publicly, you're going to have these attacks. I mean, y'all are public figures, and I mean, people come at you, and if you get out there, I get it. So that's the reason I'm not messed up about the attacks. I'm going to keep doing what I know I'm called to do. And I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to always make the right decision, Bob, but I don't try to put myself first when it comes to this. I am looking in this capacity. I am looking at our next generation. I'm like, when do we break this cycle? I'm talking about we've been going through this since past Dr. King, 1968. This when he came and died here for us to break this cycle, Bob. And you're right. We got majority city council, county commission, and school board that are black people. But Bob, you know this to be the case, and that's where I've been so much voice on this, Bob. Most of those black folks are not black. They black in body, but they on the inside they ain't black. They are put there by the strategic powers that got the money to put them there, like a Berlin board, who would get on there and say that we need diversity on the city council. That's why he didn't support Rhonda Logan, a black lady, because we needed a white folk. He tried to put a white man out of Mississippi on this board.
Ain't never been
we needed diversity. Man, hell, we ain't got what we supposed to be getting, and you gonna try to keep them in power where they got the majority with you? I mean, it's just that type of nonsense.
Yeah, and you know what, Charlie? I just thought about hearing you talk about Berlin Board. I do agree now. I don't think I want y'all both on the same city council.
No, I am not a Berlin Board fan.
I can see Charlie smacking them upside the head with something.
Well, seeing it, and then the nerve of Berlin Board. I wasn't gonna say anything about this today. But the nerve of Berlin Board to come out and cut a commercial.
Oh, man.
A television commercial talking about what he's done and wanting the people. If those black folk in that district vote for Berlin Board, I'm not going to say anything else about him. I'm going to just say how stupid those black people are in that district for putting him back in office. I don't care if he's black as a lump of coal.
He is.
He should not be back in office.
And he is. He's very black. But who's running against him? Is anybody running against him?
I mean, you got a ton of people. I mean, that's kind of the thing. It should have been the strategic. But you got Thurston Smith, you got Michael Eastland, you got Tony Green, the singer, you got Larry Springfield, the singer, you got Willie Richardson. He's a business owner. and some other names I've seen pop up. So you got almost 7 people in that race. So it's going to come down to a runoff. It's going to, he probably get, because again, he couldn't commercial. Yeah. And sadly, Bob, in our community, our problem being is that we don't research our candidates. All you have to do is Google and you'll see the mess that he have done or not have done. Yeah. But people don't do that. They're going to look at that commercial and go in that poll and his name is at the top. It's a B. They're going to push the button and he's going to have, he's going to be in that runoff. So it's going to be him and somebody else. Hopefully it's Michael Easton. And my thing to that is that we need to get the vote back out to be able to get him out of there. But he got the money because the comrades of the world, those people who need him to continue to be their token voice to get their business deals done is going to put their money behind him. And they know only 3,000-4,000 people in that community going to show up doing a runoff, sadly. And all he needs is 1,500 of them, or 1,700, and he get it.
And that's strategic. That's why, it's almost like, you get so many people running and, and that's always been a problem, I guess. And then nobody has a commercial. So at that point,
they got the money.
Yeah, exactly. And, a lot of people I know just vote for who they see the most.
Yeah.
Which is a shame.
All right. Hey,
bye, guys. Love y'all, man.
Yes, sir.
Much love, Charlie Caswell, thanks for the call. We appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, 901-213-6020. What do you think about that phone call, the situation, and the words that Charlie Caswell had to say? Been an activist in the community for a long time. And I know you do right now, and everybody don't agree. Yeah, people. And see, that's how you talk. Do good works. Yeah, Charlie's doing good works in the area, and see, that's why I respect about Charlie. We don't have difference of opinion.
Just to say to your point, and not to interrupt you, I apologize.
No, go ahead.
That's the thing that more people need to understand. Like, we could talk and disagree, but still have respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
absolutely.
We kept it real with each other. It is what it is. Just like you always do. Yeah. And we always do. No matter who you are, we're going to stick by what we feel. So.
All right.
Back to the phone.
Greg, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday, Labor Day.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you all this morning?
Doing well. How about yourself, Greg?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just here chilling on this Labor Day.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Yeah. Well, look, Bob and Josh, I was content to just, follow on Facebook or whatever, but I had to call, the whole thing, my point about the, Tammy Sawyer thing was not strictly about her defending herself. Mm-hmm. That's not that's all I was talking about. I'm talking about in general. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We just not hearing from her. And I'm not it's September 1st now. September 2nd now. And I don't know, Josh, did you bring up the point about, who brought up the point about the money? Did I hear that wrong?
Yeah, Charlie.
For advertisement?
Yeah, Charlie brought it up, I believe.
And what did he say? Did he say that they didn't have the money to advertise or something?
Well, now, I don't know about Tammy. We kind of got on another campaign that somehow we kind of ended up talking about, but he didn't actually bring up about Tammy's. He just talked about her not defending herself and letting other people speak for her. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, man, you can't just wake up one day, 6 months to go to a mayor race and decide to run for mayor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not going to work. You got to be pretty powerful and pretty well known in all the communities for you to do that. And I would think that if you're going to decide to run for mayor, I think maybe a year and a half out, you start building a war chest or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And find a platform, that you're going to run on and start putting it out there, because it's hard to beat an incumbent, unless they just screw up so bad. You know,
exactly.
So I don't know, man. I mean, I would love to try to support her. You know, I'm all about it. But at this point, there's nothing to support.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
I mean, it just isn't. You know, I mean, she can't hang her hat simply on the statue. You know, that's not going to get it. You know, and as far as you know, I don't know. I took exception to a couple of things that Mr. Caswell was saying. You know, as far as, you know, the schools and, you know, you look at the differences between your Collier bills and stuff like that. But, man, you know, well, first of all, the money is long in Collierville, you know. So the people the communities can put in the money as well to help, you know, support what's going on. I'm going to tell you something I found striking some years ago, right? When the Memphis schools became SCS, right?
Yeah. Right.
So during that time frame, you know, part of my service area included Collierville, right, and Germantown. It was striking the conversations I would have with some of the parents, right? Out in Collierville, now the Germantown area is out that way. You know, the parents voiced concerns, you know, and their fears about the merger, right?
Right.
I can't ever really recall any parents in Memphis City, in the city of Memphis, in the school system that sounded concerned. You know, I just wasn't having those conversations. You know, that was just striking, you know, and you can't expect, you know, I don't want to say you can't expect, you can, but there has to be the support from the community and the parents to help these schools, to help these schools along, to help them achieve some of the stuff that has to happen. You know, you just can't send the children to school and expect school to do it all. You know,
Absolutely,
you can't expect that. And as far as the children not being on reading level, you know, that's not all up to, I mean, you can't leave that all up to schools too. You know, when the children come home, especially in those ages, you know, the first, second, third graders, you know, those children, the parents, you know, you got to make those children read. You know, you just can't throw it in the summertime, they do no reading. On the weekend or after school, there's nothing done. You know, it's going to take more than just a city throwing money at a school. It's going to take more than that.
So, Greg,
you know,
Greg,
it's nice for the cities and the whatever, you know, to put the money out there. But then at the same time, what are you going to do with the money? You know, when my kids were small, when they were in school, then, you know, I was attending the I don't know what they call it, PTA or PTO now. Meeting.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be hardly anybody there.
You know, that's the problem that's been plaguing, I think, the system for a long time.
And let me throw this out. You were talking about the parents. I do think it's not enough accountability on that end. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's looked at toward the schools. Now, I will say this. I think it's always supposed to be a joint effort. And I think what you're seeing in Bartlett and Collierville and places like that, that's a joint effort. That's the community paying money for their schools to be great. And that takes the parents and the people involved in those schools that have an interest in their kids having the best education, working together to fund the money. I mean, they raise taxes and everything in their own districts to pay for that and to literally have the best schools possible. Those schools are immaculate places. I mean, like I said, Collierville, $100 million school. Bartlett is building new stuff left and right over there at the high school. So, hey, it is what it is. And I guess Memphis City schools, Shelby County schools has to take note. And I will say this now. I know they had that initiative that we famously talked about on one of our shows about the Black Men initiative focusing on black boys. I'm curious what all that entails, and they've talked about some of it. Hopefully that works, but we'll see. I think it's going to take more than that.
Okay. All right, Greg, as always, man, we appreciate your call. Thanks for calling and sharing.
All right, man, I appreciate y'all giving me my little 2 minute, my little 2 cents worth, you know, and I appreciate it, man. I'm going to listen in.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for your comments as well. All right, 901-213-6020. We
Several comments.
had another call, too, came in. So if you
called in and
you're welcome to call back.
Yes.
Now that the line is open. We had some other comments. Lots of comments here.
Let me start from the top here. Some from Greg that just called. I'll just read them in order.
The Memorial Day windstorm, he says. Great. Let's go back to the phone line.
He was talking about the storm.
James, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Monday, Memorial Day.
Yeah, man, Labor Day, man. Well, yesterday, right?
Labor Day, yeah.
Labor Day, I'm sorry. Labor Day. Thanks, man, for reminding me. Thanks for letting me know that. I'm sorry about that.
Cut up some chickens, man. Put some meat on the grill, man.
Yeah, that's it, James. Well, what's going on with you?
Hey, you know what? And then I watched these Negroes complain and scream racism.
Yeah.
And, it's just like these Trump supporters, right?
Uh-huh.
No matter what Trump says or does, it's not racist.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I don't like him or I got something against him. The Trump supporters, especially the black ones, they always got excuses and they point fingers and tell you how Trump is God and Trump is the greatest thing since sliced bread and he gonna save, and all of that, right? So I'm looking at these people on the Tammy Sawyer side, right?
Yes,
okay, she's a woman, so we can't do it like that, and she's a black woman, so I'm saying they looking at me, you should know better. That's a black woman, and if I say it's racist, and when we as a people, I said, man, they can always give a Negro a couple of nickels, and he'll do anything. He'll support Trump. He'll accuse a political satirist of being racist because his candidate is unattractive. I don't understand Negroes, man. Why do Negroes think they can speak for all Negroes? I don't get that. They attack the Democrats and say Democrats got y'all brainwashed. Then right after they get through telling me I'm brainwashed, they start telling me, okay, well, this is how you got to think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, James. That's been a problem for a long time, though.
Yeah.
I don't like that, man. And I don't like the news. They'll go and interview some Negro. I don't know who that dude was talking about it's a major problem. That wasn't no problem. That might have been a problem to him. He should have said he didn't like it. He tried to act like he was speaking for a large group of people.
See, that's look.
What are you talking about, Earl Fisher?
Earl Fisher, and look, see, that's what I don't like, man. It's stuff like that, and that's why I feel the way I do about folks like that. And look, people, especially black folks, I guess, maybe a lot of folks too, because you made the example with white folks and Trump, so that happens there too. But irrationally follow folks because you think you're supposed to. Like, so, okay, you stand up, you talk like Dr. King a little bit, got that inflection or whatever, and you're standing for black stuff. Let's not even worry about, what your real motives is trying to get your friend elected. Let's just get behind you regardless. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why he got thrown out the studio a couple of years ago when he came on the show. It's because of stuff like that, and then you're being disrespectful. But anyway, as far as this goes, no, I'm not buying the fact that it's racist. No, I'm not buying the fact that all of us are supposed to be offended. If they made her look like a gorilla or with a banana, then yeah, I'd be offended at that. You know what I'm saying?
I probably wouldn't be offended, but I would.
Well, that would be clearly racist.
I would question the motive and the reasoning behind why did you give her a banana and make her look like a gorilla.
Well, that would clearly be racist.
But go ahead, Jay.
You know what, man? What people don't want to deal with, is she's not an attractive woman.
But James, but James,
that's not our issue though. But
James, no. Look, I need that, James. I got it.
I disagree with you, Bob. I disagree with you. When you look at Carly Farina or whatever, Carly Farina or whatever, and Trump.
Yeah.
Trump went off on her, right? Talked about how ugly she was, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand, man, that stuff matters. You can try to dismiss it and say, well, we're not at that point, man. We're more mature. We just care about what she can do. I disagree. Her obesity and her appearance, that matters. And people are not going to support that.
But James, hey James, but you know what folks are gonna say? All black women are beautiful. Every all James, you're black. You are supposed to say all of them are beautiful.
It's an African American thing, James.
Yeah. We all, you know what I'm saying, all of us.
No, that ain't true.
But see, that's the thing.
You know damn well that ain't.
But see, that's the thing I disagree with. When the one black person says something to stand up, he feels like all black people should feel that this person is speaking for all black people. And we should all jump behind that. Or it doesn't matter how stupid he may sound or what we agree or disagree with. And then a lot of black people feel like, okay, well, if it's black, then all black people ought to. And if you're black and you're not following the majority of the black people on this particular black issue, then they want to, treat you as an outcast, even though you're black. That just, that doesn't add right.
James,
you're right, Bob, and I don't care what. See, I wasn't born yesterday. I don't care what nobody say. They want a black woman to win this mayor race. They got to run a more attractive candidate. As superficial as that sounds, it is just the gospel. That's the truth.
You think so, really?
I don't even talk about that religious stuff.
Yeah,
well, that's interesting. See, I
don't know that.
I didn't even say all that, but I mean, that's James right there. But
I think James, that just like any other candidate, if she's going to run for mayor, she's, like I said earlier in the show, she's got to be able to face all the consequences, all the bad things that are going to be said. If they want to protect her, like I said earlier, man, take her, put her in a bag or something and zip it up and protect her and carry her around. Make sure nobody says anything about her or that even that she may not hear what is being said. Because if you're going to treat her like that, then she might as well sit down and not run for public office. Because this is what it's all about. People are going to talk about you. People are going to say things that are not fitting well with you. I feel like going to be nice.
I feel like you were setting up James for a joke. We were talking about the bag.
You know what? To me, she come with this guy, whoever was on TV talking about all black people. It's offensive to come. This comes off to me as pure entitlement. This woman thinks she's entitled to my vote based on the fact that she's black and a female, and she also thinks she's entitled not to be criticized. Like they need to not say anything about her and treat her special. And it comes off as entitlement, and I don't support that. So actually, at this point, I'm against her.
Okay.
Where I was neutral, I'm actually opposed to her at this point.
Wow.
That's man, okay.
All right, James, anything else?
And it's all because she's not attractive, right?
Oh, you talking about me? On my side of the fence?
Yeah.
Well, she's not attractive, but I wasn't opposed to her. But I'm saying it's sense of entitlement. I don't like that.
Yeah, I got you.
I feel you, man.
James, thanks for the call.
All right, man.
All right. 901-213-6020. Let's quickly talk about here's a couple of things here. No, we're not going to the next topic.
Okay.
Let's remind the people of our
sponsors.
Yes, sir. Tamara Henderson Nutritional Blood Analysis. You can call 901-602-7063. And the website is bloodislifecenter.com. That's bloodislifecenter.com. And hey, when you talk about a nutritional blood analysis, you need to go by and see the expert. And that's Tamara Henderson in this whole situation as far as blood analysis is concerned. Now, you don't have to wait till you go to the doctor for your next appointment, or they may set up an appointment to take blood 6-7 months from now. You never know when you'll be able to get it. Hey, just go by and see Tamara Henderson's nutritional blood analysis, is what she calls it, and see her today. Mm-hmm. Or if she's not there today, call this number and she'll be able to talk with you or set up an appointment. You can leave your name or your phone number. Folks, look, when she take one drop of blood from your finger and analyze it under that microscope thing there, and it goes on that big screen in front of you, a high definition screen, you'll be able to see everything that's going on in your blood.
And before we get to some of the others, just real quick here, they actually call it a microscopy as well, is what she was telling me. Mm-hmm. And said this blood test can answer questions such as, why can't I lose more weight? Why is my blood pressure or blood sugar levels off? Am I doing enough to protect myself from disease? And much, much more. All it takes is one drop of blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's it.
All right.
That's what it takes, folks. And caller today, Tamara Henderson, Nutritional Blood Analysis, 901-602-7063, or go to the website, bloodislifecenter.com. Do it today. All right, and Josh will take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue to take your phone calls, and someone else was calling earlier, couldn't get through. Call us and give your opinion on the Tammy Sawyer situation. On Memphis Magazine cover. It was not her situation. You got Mayor Strickland pictures on there. You've got former Mayor Willie Harrington. Headshot is on there. They really did him up. And Tammy Sawyer's as well. So what's the big deal?
Mm-hmm.
Not a racist thing. About
what do you think?
She's the only photo or picture that's on that whole thing. They have all three of the candidates that they feel are going to be competitive in this particular thing. We'll take a break, commercial, and we'll be back after this. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
11 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock Central Time. And a very pleasant good morning to you on this Labor Day.
Yes.
I got it that time.
That's it.
Wait, hold on. Monday. We'll be back after this. Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. C Graphics Printing. CJU's Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJU's Appliances have the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances.
pleasant good morning to you on a Labor Day, Monday. Yes, a happy holidays to you today. And it starts your day off at 74 degrees. Temperature rising to a high of about 92. And it's going to be pretty dry. It's not going to be heat index too much. It's going to feel good today, even though it'll be a little warm, but it's going to feel good. How many people can say warm feels good? Hot feels good. Anyway,
I'll tell you.
All right, 901-213-6020. And we got some comments we're going to read here. Thanks for checking in with us on Facebook and your comments. Also, you can call in again. The number 901-213-6020. And we were talking about the Memphis Magazine cover, of a magazine that said some people said it is racist. The Memphis Magazine picture of Willie Harrington, Tammy Sawyer, and Jim Strickland.
And that's the picture for you guys.
And you got the picture coming up here on the screen. And what's wrong with the picture? I don't see anything wrong.
Do you see it as overtly racist?
Do you see that as a racist thing? What? I think some people are not liking the way they say they're not liking the way that Tammy Sawyer's face is on there. Look at Willie Harrington. My goodness.
And y'all know.
His head is they got his head looking like a potato. His whole face. Just long. And look at Jim Strickland, for goodness sake. They got all his top teeth showing, and his mouth is all plumbed open, his big nose there, and red, and on cheeks and the nose. And I don't know, does he have that much hair on his head? For real? I don't know. And his jaw is dropping there on him and all that other kind of stuff. He looks a hot mess. But I don't hear anything from those other candidates. We're not really hearing anything from Tammy Sawyer. She's in the background, she's crying, but, and her supporters are coming out thinking that, well, I think it's racist for them to put up such a picture like that. I don't see it. I just don't see it, folks. If you see it, maybe you can call me and tell me, point it out to me so my eyes can be open here.
Yeah.
I just don't see any racism in that picture. I don't. How caricature pictures are going to look just that way. I mean, you can't do anything. There's nothing you can fix those type of photos or pictures up.
And to me, I think all of this has just proven that she is not ready to be mayor. I think that's what some of this has proven to me. Just the way that she's handled some of these certain situations that have come up, that she's not ready to be mayor. Because you can't, as mayor, sit back and let other people speak for you.
Yeah.
You have to be the guy who comes. Look, and to be fair, that's been my criticism of Jim Strickland.
Yeah.
So I'm being consistent. I don't think he's spoken up in a lot of situations where he could have.
But
made himself look pretty good.
He's got commercials out there.
Yeah, he's got commercials.
Oh, he's got.
He's been mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Verdell says, how's it racist they got Strickland on there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. As a matter of fact, folks, Josh, we got some, let me see, education. Okay, Brant and Greg, I want to see if let me go back here. Greg says, I am not a believer of molestation, rape, and the root of, is the root of being gay. I'm not a believer in that, he says. All right, he says, well, maybe for women who are raped by men, perhaps. All right, I'm just reading some of the comments here.
Yeah.
Down to what we're talking about. Is she hoping to run her campaign with free advertising then? That's what Greg says about Tammy
Sawyer. Mm-hmm.
That's a thought. Somebody said, who's that?
That was me.
You okay, John said that's a thought. Greg says, ask him, why aren't he hearing from her?
And I did ask. Yeah. That's why I didn't want to go that far back, because I know some of that's retread.
Okay. What about what Greg did? Greg was on the phone. So, Brett, thanks for watching this morning and checking in on Facebook and listening. Education doesn't start in politics. It starts at home. You have to support and
push children from home. Yeah, do it at home to make them want education. Greg, he says here, Bob, I can't agree with that. It's more diverse than you think in Collierville and Germantown. Well, I'm not I'm mocking or not saying that there's not a diverse out there, but all I'm saying is when you talk about Germantown, Collierville, the most people, and Bartlett, you're talking about most people that are in elected offices are going to be white, and they run the city. Okay. Then it goes on. Kelly, good morning to you. Jay, let's just face the Strickland will win again because the black candidates will cancel each other out from winning. Wow. And that's a good thought. And I meant to mention that myself. He said, I talked about this same thing. Well, folks, do you think the black candidates will cancel each other out because there's more of the black candidates there running against in this race, and so Strickland is going to get most of the votes by most black people voting for the black candidates, and he'll end up getting the rest of the votes. Brant says, I think Greg just nailed it. Parents have to do work, but sadly your education runs deep. You're talking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
GKP, for years, 4 years ago, and I'm seeing the same thing 4 years later. Congratulations, Strickland. I'll talk to y'all on October 3rd.
Yeah, well.
It goes on. Good morning, Bradell. And Jay says, in another comment, anybody ever wonder why the holiday that celebrates a day off is called Labor Day? Good question. Well, it's celebrating your labor.
Yeah, and I think
this is a day to celebrate your labor by not laboring, I think is what it's called. GKP out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Now, I thought he finished that comment by saying it should be called No Labor Day.
It should be called No Labor Day. Yeah, well, you know.
Okay, what's next?
All right. Brent said, I agree with James. She ain't going to win unless she's somewhat attractive. Okay, now, folks.
I'm glad you got to that. Yeah.
This is, a lot of people are talking about Tammy Sawyer not being attractive, and that's the reason she will not win this race. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. And I'm surprised that so many people are commenting on that. Brad says here again, I agree with James, she ain't going to win unless she's somewhat attractive. Sad, but it helps. And Brad, what do you mean? How does that help? If you want to call us and tell us about what you're saying there.
Hey, and I got these other few here.
Yeah.
Brent, who says it's sad, but it helps.
Yeah.
Greg says it's a combination. Yes, she needs to be more attractive. If she is going to be as bombastic and confrontational as she appears to be.
Wow.
So are you saying, Greg, that if she's going to be confrontational, she at least needs to be attractive?
Wow.
That she can't be ugly and confrontational and get your vote? That sounds like what Greg's saying.
Well, that's what some people are saying on here. I don't know, but
and a couple more. I guess. Yeah. Verdell says, "How's it racist?" They got Strickland on there too, and Verdell says Sawyer hasn't been in her current office long enough to make the jump to mayor.
Yeah.
People forget. I think some people actually forget that Tammy Sawyer is a member of the Shelby County Commission currently.
Yeah.
So she's still got plenty of time left. She just won it last year.
Yeah, like Archie Bunker, for a former, what is Carol O'Connor?
Yeah.
Archie Bunker would say, whoop-de-doo. 901-213.
I'm just saying she's already in office.
901-213-6020, the number to call. And thanks for all your comments on Facebook. Wow, they came in fast. And we're talking about Memphis Magazine.
Yeah.
The cover of Memphis Magazine, some people say it's racist. What's wrong with it?
You know what?
Willie Harrington, Tammy Sawyer, Jim Strickland, they're all on that page. I've seen actors, presidents, governors, so on and so forth on the cover of all kinds of magazines throughout the country. Time, New York, whatever else the magazines are out there.
Yeah.
All kinds of magazines. And yeah, I've seen cartoons, figured caricatures, people drawn like this, especially presidents.
I've seen worse.
Oh God, they have made terrible.
Have y'all seen some of these Trump cartoons that
My goodness.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
These cartoons of Trump they got. But hey,
It says here, now listen.
Yeah.
It said the magazine apologized to say their. I'm saying the magazine only apologized. The magazine has come out with an apology. I don't see where they needed to apologize. I think they only did this because they're in Memphis, and in order to continue to make money, they did this to save their business. It's the only reason I think.
I get that. Now, I want to play the story again because there's some new people coming in.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to see this real quick, and we'll be back.
Take a listen to this Memphis Magazine, Tammy Sawyer whole thing about racism.
What do you think?
You got 3 candidates on that picture. How can it be racist? I don't understand it. Take a listen. We'll be back after this.
Magazine is facing backlash for its latest cover that includes 3 Memphis mayoral candidates. Dr. Willie Harrington, current Memphis Mayor Jim Strickland, and County Commissioner Tammy Sawyer are featured on the cover. Critics are saying the cover is racist, and the response on social media has now caused the magazine to respond. Local 24 News reporter Caitlin McCarthy is live in the studio with reaction to the magazine's cover. Caitlin.
Well, Annette, caricatures have always been a part of the political landscape, but when is the line crossed? Although the magazine apologized if it offended any of the candidates, critics say that's just not enough.
These are the type of microaggressions that are part and parcel of our political structure.
Dr. Earl Fisher is upset over the latest cover of Memphis Magazine featuring 3 mayoral candidates. Shelby County Commissioner Tammy Sawyer, current Mayor Jim Strickland, and former Mayor Willie Harrington. After the cover went viral, it received backlash, with some calling it racist.
So often we can't seem to get past some of these subtle forms of racism and even some explicit forms of racism. So anybody who sees this should be upset and indignant and not willing to let it go unchecked.
Sawyer released a statement saying she is, quote, shocked, disappointed, and disgusted by the image of her. Fisher says there are other pressing issues within this mayoral race that need discussed.
Policies, debate issues, and these things can't seem to be brought to the forefront because we have to keep dealing with these types of microaggressions.
The magazine released a statement regarding the cover saying, quote, it was not our intention to demean any of the candidates or to satirize one more than the others. Political analyst Otis Sanford says the line was crossed.
I think the line is drawn with the person who's drawing it. But I think also the line is drawn with the people who make the decisions about what to publish. And they have to think about the community that they live in. The most important thing is here, how many people, how much diversity do you have in the room when you are making these decisions?
Someone should be held accountable for the cover. We have reached out to the artist and we are still waiting on a response. In the show, Caitlin McCarthy, Local News.
Some people say, well, you black guys, you should understand that. I mean, well, you got Willie Harrington in the picture as well. I mean, you know, it's not that we're just trying to be
nasty toward one person.
One candidate. I mean, you have Mayor Strickland and Willie Harrington in there as well. So what's the big deal about Tammy Sawyer? I don't get it. What people can say is racist. I mean, just because what is she, the first black female that they want in office? Are you that desperate? You have to call that racism? That because you're offended that your candidate was somebody said something about your candidate? I don't understand. And don't hate me for. I need you to talk to us. Don't leave us on Facebook just because you're angry. I need you, if you have an opinion, call or leave an opinion or something on Facebook so you can be heard. I mean, that's just like people that You know, people sometimes are like the candidate they vote for. Cowards. You know, they tuck tail and run rather than handling the situation. You know, and Tammy Sawyer is not a good candidate for mayor to me. I think she would make a mess. I think she'd fall on her face. And I think by being in the Shelby County Commission, you know, she says she was shocked. This is Tammy Sawyer said she was shocked by the image that they've shown of her. You know, for what? I mean, what do you think about the Harrington, Willie Harrington? What do you think about Mayor Strickland? I mean, just because you're a female, just because you're black, this is all a big ado of them wanting to, to get free publicity.
And honestly, like I say, especially hearing what Earl Fisher had to say on that video, it seemed like he was strategically trying to get people to start an uproar about it. You know, and it's worked to some degree on social media, depending on what circles you're watching. But will it have an impact on the votes? I don't think so, because you don't vote on somebody based off a picture on a magazine. And here's another thing I have a problem with, Bob, because I know you're on the comments there.
Yeah.
But here's another thing I have a problem. I'm curious what you think about this. If you notice what Earl Fisher had to say in that news clip, he was talking about every time we try to focus on the issues, something comes up to distract us from that. Dude, why is this cartoon picture distracting you from talking about the issues? Ain't nothing happened till now.
Yeah.
And this is still nothing. So what in the world is still distracting y'all from talking about? You ain't talked about the issues once. Anywhere. Ain't nothing keeping you from that.
Excuse me, y'all.
Talking about this constant roadblocks. No, it's not.
I don't think there's any roadblock at all as far as Jim Strickland, any candidate, to talk about the issues. Even though this particular situation about Tammy Sawyer has come up and talking about racism, which is
they brought it up. They're the ones that brought it up.
Yeah.
It's not like anybody else brought it up. You brought it up.
Yeah.
Like, how in the world is this income supposed to stop you from talking?
Yeah.
No, I don't buy that.
Well, Terry says, oh, God, Terry's rough here. Tammy says Earl Fisher is a...
Terry,
Earl Fisher is a simp. And he can have that fat so...
Oh, man, come on.
Oh, come on, Terry.
Terry is brutal all the time.
He is brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And Kelly says, I got it there.
Yeah.
I have no dog in the hunt over here. I think Strickland will win, from what I hear on TV, radio, and other advertising platforms. A lot of Strickland supporters, a lot of Harrington supporters, even a few supporters for Tammy. But looks like Strickland will probably take it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of here.
Greg is putting the eyes at Terry's comments like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, her comments again, Earl Fisher's a simp, and he can have that fat so Tammy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, well.
Comment we're reading, people.
That's a comment we're reading, not us.
Yeah.
We're not saying that's a comment we're reading on Facebook. All right. Your comments are welcome continually on there, and then continue to make those. And your phone calls welcome, 901-213-6020. We don't have too much. We got maybe a half hour or so, or less, in the show. And Josh, you have another topic here. It's talking about the mayoral candidates again.
Mm-hmm.
And this is about a debate.
Yes, Harrington. As a matter of fact, if you remember last week, we talked about Harrington. Played the clip of him on Mike Williams' show, Wake Up Memphis from Behind the Badge. Shout out to Mike Williams. And we showed the clip of Harrington said, I'm not debating nobody. That wasn't the exact quote. That's basically what he said.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, he's not debating because a few years ago, we was having it in the news clip here. There's why. And
I'm not gonna get all
here what they're
I'm leading
talking about as far as why former Mayor Willie Harrington don't want to debate.
He's doubled down on that statement.
Yeah, and
so
the heat is on.
Yeah.
Because the debate. I don't know, but do you think we should have a debate? Do you think that Willie Harrington should participate in that debate in regards to what he says? 901-213-6020. Your comments are welcome on Facebook. Let's play this clip, Josh, real quick, about this whole thing and Willie Harrington, his debate. He don't want to debate, and find out why they're talking about this. And what do you think? Should there be a debate? Take a listen to this.
You dream of seeing candidates for Memphis mayor in dreaming. Former Memphis mayor
never had any intention of debating. Local 24 News reporter Mike Matthews will tell the three main candidates running in the October election. Tonight, he sat down with the former mayor who wants his old job back.
Okay, so we're doing these mayoral backgrounds, talking to people who are candidates about what they believe in, what they stand for. When I asked Willie Harrington, he said, "Who doesn't know what I stand for?" Willie Harrington was the Trump of Memphis modern times. He ran this city, mayor for 17 years.
The citizens of Memphis know my values. They know my management style. They know my accomplishments. So we have as our campaign strategy, and we have a right to have our own campaign strategy. Our campaign strategy does not include a public debate.
See, this man walked off a stage following a debate in 1999 and said he'd never participate in one again. He gives up free television time, big newspaper articles, all that publicity.
I don't need to do this through the media. I don't need to do this for public. I'm not an entertainer.
Incumbent Mayor Jim Strickland isn't pushing for any debates either. County Commissioner Tammy Sawyer, the long shot in the race for mayor, wants them. Harrington, who never mentioned Sawyer by name in our interview, doesn't care what she wants.
Why should I give some neophytes, some novice, some rookies an opportunity to take shots at me?
In case you didn't remember, Willie Harrington battled with reporters and media way back before anybody had ever heard of fake news.
There are some people in the media world that I was never going to give them the opportunity to put me behind a mic and ask me some damn questions.
The mayor is taking his campaign right to the neighborhoods, right to the streets. He says he doesn't need the media. He doesn't need the experts. He's got the votes. In Memphis, Mike Matthews, Local 24 News.
So anyway,
good grief.
Well, that's the way he is. Former Mayor Willie Harrington and his comments about Tammy Sawyer and novice and all those kind of things about rookies and and all that other kind of stuff. He feels he didn't have to sit up there and deal with that type of situation in a debate with people like that. So, what do you think? Josh's comments still coming in?
Yeah, Terry has come back again. And Terry says, most black women in Memphis look good and are in good shape. Tammy makes black women look bad. Why can't a cute sister run for office? I don't buy the unattractive women are smart nonsense. I know a lot of fat, ugly black women that are dumb and are very dumb.
As a donkey.
I don't see donkey.
Yeah.
I don't see donkey. But
she says, I know a lot of fat, ugly black women
that are dumb are very dumb.
As a donkey, she says.
I don't see it. Okay.
Okay.
That are dumb are very dumb. That's what I'm reading.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And Brant says Terry is a savage. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Terry is a
savage, meaning just savage.
Man.
Destructive.
What do you think, folks? 901
brutal.
213-6020. 901-213-6020.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's it. I mean, I don't know if you're looking for any more, but that's all right now. What's going on?
I just got a message here from somebody, one of our listeners. Let's see.
Is it something you can read?
Let's see. No. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no. That's something. Let's come on. Message. Somebody sent a message there. But at any rate, folks, what do you think about this whole deal? Oh yeah. I see that now, Josh. I see that. Yeah, the message has changed. She changed the message.
Oh, okay.
I had the old message.
Okay, that's
donkey, she said.
Right.
But now she says, I know a lot of fat, ugly black women
that
are dumb. That are very dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Now it's showing on my thing here. But at any rate,
it's all good because I read all of them, so you got to keep worried about it.
901-213-6020. What do you think about that debate? Do you think there should be a debate? Willie Harrington said he hadn't debated since 1999. He said he would never do it again. Should he go back on his word? Or is that a good sign that you have a mayor that is standing by his word? Now, would he stand by his word on everything else? That's the point. What do you think about that? Willie Harrington, Tammy Sawyer, or Jim Strickland?
You know, and those are the main three.
Josh, are there any surprises out there, though?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I like TB, Terrence Boyce is my guy, man, friend of the show, who's running for mayor as well.
Yeah.
Who's, I think, legitimately doing a great job in the community. And see, what I know about TB, he's not just doing it, you know, to get some clout or anything like that. He's been doing this for years without getting a lot of recognition, you know, mentoring kids, basketball teams, spreading the gospel in different ways.
Yeah.
Protesting different things that he feels are unjust, from police brutality to crime to peace, you know, having people come together. TB actually held a meeting, a prayer meeting with different candidates from different races.
Mm-hmm.
He invited all the candidates, mayoral candidates, running against them, different people running for city council, all come together and pray for unity of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Had a prayer with the police officers out on the street, impromptu.
Mm-hmm.
Went out there and just, you know, for them.
Right.
You know, different people in the community, things like that. So TV is a real guy. I'm curious to see how that's going to translate with the votes, because I know he's real, and I think it's hitting home with some people.
Yeah. And
now,
you talk about TV, you talk about
Terrence
Boyce, the candidate for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it a long shot.
Yeah. I mean, he would be the youngest ever.
Youngest mayor ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think?
So I bring him up, and plus, before we get to anything else,
yeah.
Because I'm gonna read Jay's comment in a minute. But now the other person that's running, and I'm sure it's other people. P. Moses, who's an activist, has no chance. It's not a knock on her. Yeah. Also, is LaMichael Wilson, who's been on the show.
Yeah.
Now, I bring up LaMichael for this reason. You know, we had him on. We were talking about the Kroger situation, right? And what was going on there, because he was, you know, was one of the guys. We saw him on the news, literally, so had him on to talk about it. Now, I don't vote for people I don't feel like I can trust.
Yeah.
And I got it. And I'll let you follow up. But I've been in communication with LaMichael Wilson since February about advertising, and he had agreed that he would.
Right.
And he said, "Okay, I got you in a few weeks." A few weeks go by. "Hey, man, still here for you." "Okay, I got you in a few weeks." So basically, this has been happening from February all the way until a few weeks ago. And ironically, he stopped responding to my messages, even though, you know how Facebook is. You can see when somebody sees your messages. And this is LaMichael Wilson. Now, Ironically, I message him 5 or 6 more times about the advertising, but he doesn't respond until I message him about coming on the show to talk about the Kroger situation.
Right.
He responds immediately, comes on the show, leaves. Then after the show, I say, hey, I'm still here if you're ready to do it. I think I've done that twice since. He still has not responded. So then, therefore, Mr. Wilson, everybody needs to know that you're a liar and that you're out here trying to get free publicity. Now,
you can't be trusted. LaMichael Wilson, what is his name?
LaMichael Wilson.
LaMichael Wilson. I'll get it together in a minute. LaMichael Wilson. Let me tell you something, LaMichael. Look, man, I mean, if you're going to be a candidate for mayor, to me, you started off well. You started off okay. But then you quickly, went downhill. I don't know what happened to you, man. I don't know, did you start eating lunch out of somebody else's paper bag or what? I don't know what happened to you, man. I mean, you right now, you're a terrible mess. I mean, just looking at you, I wouldn't vote for you. I mean, you come on one time talking on Facebook about running for mayor and had a big wad of mallet all in your eye and everything else. Man, you should look at yourself before going on the air like that so that you can know to have your face all cleaned up and nobody want to look at all that stuff in your eyes. How can they sit there and listen to you with all that mess in your eyes? And all that kind of stuff. But let me say this, LaMichael, you really went down here really fast. And I think you would have been a force to reckon with. But, I don't know what else to think about you, man. I mean, you somebody that cannot be trusted. I can't trust you. I mean,
it's really that simple. And
I wouldn't take my eyes off you right now if you were behind me. I mean, I have to raise a mirror up to watch you, because I just don't trust you anymore.
I understand. I agree, Kelly.
Yeah, he's really weak.
Look, I agree. And Kelly, I do agree. It sounds like he was with the ish. Yes, he was. And so here's the thing. I don't tolerate, that type of disrespect, and it's going to get called out whenever it happens, on the air or whatever. So, and it's not like I didn't give you 1,000 opportunities. So it is what it is. But let me say this. Let me say this.
You respond to somebody when they're talking to him.
Let me say this. He didn't want to. And here's what I'm thinking. Going back to GKP's point about all the black people running in the race, right? Mm-hmm. For a guy like, exactly, that's what we do, Kelly. I'm gonna read that in a second too.
Okay.
But that's what we do is real. But to Jay's point again, I don't want to get off track. When you talk about all the black people running in the race, one has to wonder, why are you running? Michael Wilson's actually been a guy that's done stuff in the community here and there, right? And it's not like a nobody that comes out of nowhere and just is not wise and just chooses to run, right? He actually knows the system, knows folks, and knows what's going on. So one has to wonder, why are you in the race? You raise a decent amount of money from things I've heard, but you're not running any ads. Mm-hmm. You're not really trying to push for nothing.
Right.
So who has you in the race dividing up the black vote, Michael Wilson?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You took part in the People's Convention. As much as I'm not a fan of Tammy Sawyer, the People's Convention was supposed to be a thing where all the black people got together behind one candidate. They didn't choose you. They chose Tammy in that. And that the other people were supposed to drop out of the race and support that person. Well, Michael didn't do it.
Yeah.
He even had a long letter about it on Facebook explaining the situation. So, all that being said, you cannot be trusted. You're in the race for no reason, dividing up the vote. And
well, maybe, maybe it's a good thing that Kelly says Mr. Bob raw and uncut. Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing he didn't run for mayor. We didn't go for. I think it happened for us.
No, I mean
better because
he's still running. He is still running.
I mean, maybe it was for us not to vote for him or to support him.
He is running
because the more I looked at him, he looked kind of weak and sweet.
Oh no.
So I don't know. But you know, he got something going, other things going on there.
Oh man,
Wilson. I mean, what's his name?
LaMichael.
Wilson. Yeah. But I don't know. That's just me now. That's not you know, that's merely observation, and I have a right to observe and to say what I've observed. And it looks like to me you got a little sugar in the bottom of your glass. So I don't know.
Is it sweet and low or is it equal?
No, it's real sugar.
It ain't fake.
It's real sugar. Don't think about that. It's real sugar. You just ain't stirred it all up yet. But you know, the thing about it, if you're going to be a candidate, you're going to want to do something for the people and get out there, then make yourself known. You know, that type of thing. So, you know, I really, be honest with you, I really hadn't been a big candidate of his anyway. I tried to like him. You know,
yeah, but I understand all
you know,
that.
and I don't have to like somebody for you to advertise with me.
No, definitely not.
You know, just because
that ain't got nothing to do with it.
Just because you advertise with me, don't mean
I'm endorsing.
I support you.
I'm endorsing
you.
No,
absolutely not.
It's a business arrangement.
You know, this is business, man.
Yeah.
You want to get yourself out there, that's what you do. You know, so.
But I'll say this, based on how you do business, it's a big deal as far as whether I feel that person should even be running or be in office.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people needed to know that you have a shyster, a con man, and a liar running for office. So don't fall for the hype, and don't fall for the okie doke.
Yeah. Michael Wilson is not the man.
I don't think he's trying to be either. So, like I said, I
agree with you. I agree with you.
Somebody has him in the race.
Somebody's paying him or paid him to get in the race or paying for his whatever. I don't know. But
all I know, somebody has him in the race.
I don't see him as mayor.
No.
I don't see anything in him that would cause him to be a leader. Or that says he's you know, for leadership. All right, Jay says,
I got it here. GKP says, well, since you asked GKP, LOL, I think that narrative of not debating will cost former Mayor Harrington this mayoral victory. It's a new time and the people have a right to hear from all the candidates in a debate forum, period.
Oh, wow. Okay, GKP, thanks for the comment.
Kelly says, Wilson sounds like he was with the ish. Homie Josh, yes. And you read that about Mr. Bob Raw and Uncut? Absolutely. LOL. I think Kelly was laughing about the sweet and low.
Yeah.
And the sugar, real sugar.
Real sugar, buddy. But, you know, and then we'll find out, see, they don't say much, but then when they get in office, then all of a sudden the real thing comes out. But our topic, again, quickly for today, you want to make a phone call or last comment? Memphis Magazine, the cover of that magazine is Tammy Sawyer, former Mayor Willie Harrington, and the current Mayor Jim Strickland, looking all like cartoon characters, and people making a big ado because Tammy's face is all messed up, and you know all of their faces are really messed up on this thing, and to complain about Tammy Sawyer's face is messed up on here. I'm not going to be like one of the other commenters on here and call her ugly, you know, and then fat and all that kind of stuff. But I will say this, that has nothing to do with running for political office to me. You know, a person's size and look and all that. But if a person has a good heart, they mean well for the people and for the public and gonna make wise and smart decisions to move us along, then that's the person you vote for.
Yeah, if you can be the fattest, ugliest, or the skinniest, ugliest person in the world.
Yeah.
If you're the best candidate, you're gonna get my vote.
Yeah, that's not why I'm not supporting Tammy Sawyer at all. That has nothing to do with it to me. But she is who she is, and you can't do anything about that. But to talk about her on the cover of the magazine, Memphis Magazine, talking about calling it the people racism. That's a racist remark or photo. They did that because of they're racist. I don't see that at all. I don't think that has anything to do with it here. I think they took advantage of this opportunity to try to boost her out there and to make her bigger in the spotlight so that she can have possibly a even increasingly a chance of maybe possibly making some noise as a candidate for mayor. That's the only thing I see out of this whole thing. Memphis mayoral debate, Willie Harrington says no, he is not going to debate. Some people are against him saying that and feel that if he's going to support the people, if he's wanting to run for mayor of office of the Memphis, Tennessee, then he needs to get out there and let the people know what he stands for. He needs to get out there and face the questions. The questions are coming from the public of what they want to know. And some people even feel by him not addressing this and not wanting to debate is really disrespecting the community. What do you think? Do you think Willie Harrington should participate if there is a debate? 901-213-6020.
Only a couple minutes left.
And only a couple minutes left in the show. And hey, we're going to have to get on out of basically. It's time to get on out of here.
Yeah, honestly.
And thanks to all you watching and listening and your comments, your phone calls, and all of that. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. And you all have a wonderful Labor Day today. The rest of the holiday.
And try not to labor too much.
Yeah, don't labor.
As a matter of fact, let me throw this out there real quick. What are y'all going to do? Are y'all going to barbecue? Kelly, GKP, Brent, Greg, whoever else is out there, what are y'all going to do? Y'all going to barbecue? You going to fire up the grill? You going to go out to eat? You know what I'm saying? What are y'all going to do, man? Y'all leave it in the comments.
Terry, yeah, and all of you, bro.
Yeah, all of y'all. What y'all going to do today?
What are you going to do today? But anyway, hey, we're out of here. Josh, it's been a wonderful day today. Wow, let your prayers go out to the victims of Puerto Rico. Been hit again.
Yeah, in the Bahamas.
Category 5 hurricane.
And the Bahamas.
Wow, in the Bahamas.
So check it out. That thing.
The eye of that hurricane.
Huge.
It's so defining.
Yeah.
From outer space, you know.
It's crazy.
See that big, huge eye of that hurricane moving, and it is expected to miss or not to make landfall on the continental United States, but to come close to Florida before turning north and just going along the eastern seaboard, the coast, and not landing anywhere. So let your prayers be out for all the people and what's going on out there as well.
And to that fact with a hurricane, it is, what's weird about it, it's not really moving that much. It's very slow.
Yeah.
Like they said, that thing was like almost standing still. It's 2 miles an hour. And what I saw this morning.
I think it's getting ready to make a turn.
Yeah. But what I saw this morning was they had a reporter that was in Puerto Rico, Bahamas from ABC, and he was in a hotel. He said that thing was sitting there blowing for Category 5 for 8 hours.
Wow.
And he said he shocked the thing. The place is still up, and the roof wasn't ripped off. But
and when
can you imagine that?
And when they say winds of 165 miles per hour, that's sustained wind, folks.
Non-stop.
That's not the gust of the wind every now and then. That's sustained winds of 165 miles per hour coming at you with all force. That means that wind is not letting up. When you put a speed number or whatever in front of that wind is constantly bearing at 165 miles an hour without let up.
That's correct.
Wow. That is powerful, especially blowing against buildings for hours upon hours of the wind blowing that strong. Man, you can see why there's a lot of destruction. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Y'all have a wonderful day today. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. to do it all over again. Have a wonderful day.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all: color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol. Pedestrian safety is a two-way street. Both drivers and walkers need to do their part to keep roads safe. When you're walking, remember, the drivers may not always see you, so remember to use these tips to continue to walk safely. Wear bright clothes. Always use crosswalks and obey signs. Lights and reflectors should be used. And finally, keep alert and do not walk distracted. This message brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Patrol.
News to share with you. Once again, Le Bonheur has been recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a Best Children's Hospital. We're incredibly proud of this distinction. But do you know what this badge really means to you as a parent? This badge means that you can have the peace of mind knowing that your child is in the best hands. It's a stamp of approval for families to know that our team is providing excellent care for every child. By being transparent with our results, we strive to constantly improve our safety and quality. Thanks to Le Bonheur's reputation, we're able to bring world-renowned physicians such as those in our Top 10 Heart program right here to Memphis. We're honored by this recognition, but we're most proud of the care that we deliver to children and families every day. On behalf of the team at Le Bonheur Children's Hospital, thank you for trusting us with your children.